A beautiful afternoon to you, my awesome and wonderful viewers, and welcome to yet another interesting edition of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. I will be your host for today. My name is Steven Chisenga Mwape, otherwise your very own sports common journalist. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so very much excited to be guiding you through quite an exciting journey of sports trivia and knowledge. I know that a lot now the Popa TV guys, it's because of Tuma Fowls boys are pushing for Tuma Fowls Fidafine, but still the same, even if at a Malim Bonaparte screen, the guys still stood up and they delivered the best of Zambian Premier League, they delivered the best of world football at large. So ladies and gentlemen, today's episode promises to be a very interesting episode because I'm not alone in the studio and I'm not joined by one but two sports enthusiasts who are going to discuss the very best of Zambian football, not just Zambian football, but world football at large. Before before we talk much, allow me to take a brief pause and we'll be back shortly. Well, thank you so much for still staying with me. Like I earlier mentioned, welcome to yet another interesting edition of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. Steven Chisenga Mwape is my name, like I earlier introduced myself, and I'm so very much excited because I'm joined by Avana Bola, Victor Moonga. Thank you so much for having for coming through again.
Yes, and we missed you. It's good that you are back.
Otherwise, you still delivered. You still showed the people the very best of Zambian football. Still showed the people the very best of world football at large, and people were inspired and informed like we do as ICA TV.
Yes, I appreciated it. I'm on board.
Yeah, otherwise it's good to be on set with you, sir. Yeah. So, Wango, I think let's start with the match week 30 results, which featured big teams like Power Dynamos and Zanaco. The first game that you and I want to talk about right about now is Power Dynamos versus Zanaco in favor of the of Aba Yellow 2-0. What was your take before this game was played? Did you expect Power Dynamos to beat the Bankers as easy as they did, or maybe it was a different perception towards the game?
Actually, I expected maybe Zanaco to do better. Yeah, but looking at the way Zanaco is performing, they're not doing well. When you talk of Power Dynamos is doing well. Unbeaten the entire 2026 in the Super League. So it was a good win for them. Yeah.
Did you at any point expect Moses Shuma to score in this derby?
in this game, I think Moses Shuma didn't play in that game because due to illness. He wasn't in the game.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, yes.
Did I miss that much? Moses Shuma wasn't even in the starting lineup.
Yes, he wasn't in the game, Moses Shuma.
But still, Zanaco were beaten.
No, were beaten.
No, I think I've now come to realize that for Power Dynamos, I think it's not about Moses Shuma, but it's about the team combination.
Yes, very good combination.
Yeah, I think they have a very good team.
Yeah, the likes of Frederick Mulambe, a very good player. Frederick.
Oh, yeah. Yes. But it was a good game. And for the Bankers, what do you think is wrong? Because I think they've been struggling now for the past 3 games. They haven't recorded the win. Do you think there's is it because of the striker that left, or maybe they haven't been in good shape from the time Elia left?
I think something is wrong at Zanaco. Yeah, maybe also the issue of Elia Mandanji also is affecting the team because Zanaco is not scoring. But again, the problem is that they are conceding each and every game.
Yeah.
I remember like last week, their assistant coach complained about the goalkeeping department. Yeah, he said that the goalkeeping department is letting them down.
So, but what do you think is the way forward for them? Because they've already lost Elia Mandanji, which is a very big congratulations to the big man.
Exactly.
I think it's going to show the world that Zambia are capable of producing good and talented players. So talking about Elia Mandanji leaving Zanaco, and also players like Chipomanda, who's on loan to Kafiwe Celtics. These are people who are going to go back to their parental clubs.
Yes.
And then Zanaco now will be left again with no players now, and then they'll be playing teams like Red Arrows, teams like Aba Yellow, teams who are very much in good shape. So do you think they need to scout some new academy players, or maybe they need to sign from these big teams?
Yeah, to be honest, I think they need to sign quality players like on a permanent basis, not on loan. Yeah, they need to scout a lot of players, especially in attacking department. Yeah.
To our viewers, we're not leaving you behind. We're live on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV, not forgetting the Information and Communications University, the main page on Facebook. And last but not the least, we're also live on the Zambia Research and Development Center, that's ZRDC, on Facebook. If you want to if you want to be part of this conversation, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment box, and we'll be able to read through your comment and just be interactive as it is, because the Sports Smarts is ultimate question and answer challenge. This is where we get to discuss about football, share knowledge, and just discuss the very best of Zambian football, not just Zambian football, but football at large. So, Mr. Victor, I think let's talk about the other game. Airmen, Red Arrows, this is Congola Place. You know, this is a game that I thought you guys were going to win by a lot of goals, but by surprise, the stubborn Congola Blaze, they forced a draw.
Yes, I expected Congola Blaze to give us a good game, a good run.
Yeah.
Remember, Congola is coached by one of the best coaches in the country.
Yes.
Best in Championship.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're really in good form. They're players like a Boyd Muson, they're doing well now.
Oh yeah.
So I expected the game to be tough. And kudos to our striker.
Not a surprise. He scored again.
Albert, our best player this season.
Do you think he deserves to be a start in the Zambian national soccer team with his recent form?
Yes, actually Albert Kangwanda has been performing well from, I think that was 2021. Yeah, he performed well in that Kosafa tournament where he scored the kick of the goal. If you remember.
But looking at the nature of our Zambian national soccer team, this is a team that does experiments almost every time they want to play the team and do that. So, do you think Albert Kangwanda deserves that spot whereby he's going to be in a position like the way Patson Daka is, whereby we know to say, even if he's not playing for Leicester City, but as long as the Zambia has an assignment, he's going to be called for and he's going to start. Do you think Albert Kangwanda deserves that kind of place in the Zambian national soccer team?
Yes, Albert is a good player. The good part of him, you can also use him as a winger. Yes, he can play as a winger also. So that is an advantage for him. I think, he can do better in the national team.
Fast forward, our Malite, Zesco United, FC Leopards. Steven Chisenga Mwape scores the penalty and Muya Kamwene scores for FC Leopards. What was your anticipation going before this game was played?
Zesco needed to win this game. Remember, Zesco is not doing well, so I expected Zesco to win. But unfortunately, FC Leopards is fighting relegation. When you're playing against the team that is fighting relegation, it is always difficult. It is always difficult to play against this team that are fighting relegation.
Although for me, I think this is a game that I didn't know what the outcome could be, because I just wanted to watch the game because to be honest with you, this is a game that I felt like it was going to be in favor of Zesco, yes, but I knew to say FC Leopards were going to give them a tough game, and of which, yes, I think a draw wasn't like a bad result for FC Leopards, not either for Zesco, because they all did what they can, and it was just a draw at the end of the day. Which is not bad. To our viewers, like I earlier mentioned, we're not leaving you behind. We're still live on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV on Facebook. Also on the Zambia Research and Development Center. Please be part of the conversation. To land off a bowler, guys. Kairi hapa wonse tusambilisha nyafe bowler fidafini ati kama games, and then we just sit here to discuss. You know, when we talk about the sports smarts, we're talking about the ultimate question and answer challenge. And it's funny that a lot of people have been asking me to say, but Mr. Steven, why did I talk about question? It's like people want questions.
Yes, they want questions.
Remember, just make it a conversation and interactive. Otherwise, it's not that we've forgotten about asking questions. Next time, today, I am a question. Please. Otherwise, to our viewers, we're not leaving you behind. Like I earlier mentioned, we're still live on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV on Facebook. Also on the main page, which is the Information and Communications University, not forgetting the Zambia Research and Development Center. Right about now, we're going to go on another short break and we'll be back shortly.
We kickstart your day with our headline pick with the top stories making news.
Then we go deeper in our story pick where we break down issues that matter the most to you.
From the Health Desk, we share simple tips to keep you healthy and informed.
We'll plus a fitness minute to get your body moving before the day begins.
And trending now, what's hot on social media?
Hello Zambia, my name is Amina Mutambo.
And I am Moluwa Erje Mwalamujende, and we bring to your screens the ICU TV Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, my awesome and wonderful viewers, for still staying with us on the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. I am your main host, Steven Chisenga Mwape, alongside Victor Moonga, Abana Abapalwa. Now, Mama, Victor per screen, and it's fun. You know that people are always excited when they see you on the Sports Smarts.
Yes.
These are reviews I get from people to say, "I'm quite Victor Patricia, that's information overload."
I did appreciate it.
Yeah. Please, guys. But Victor Bantusana, every time, every Friday, like I always tell my viewers to say, every Friday at 16 hours, just know that you have an assignment to do, and that assignment is very simple. Just tune into the Information and Communications University television, that's ICUTV on Facebook. Also on the Zambia Research and Development Center, that's ZRDC on Facebook. If you want to sing to the live now, Victor, yes. A big shout out to Slick Boy. Do you know Slick Boy? A musician from the Copa Belt. I think he's been preaching most about the Zambian football. Like he's a big fan of Zambian football.
That's wrong. I think I heard that song Bola Pazet.
Yeah, Bola Pazet. Yeah, so this is someone who's been preaching about Zambian football. And you know what?
Yes.
Yeah, I like people talk about Zambian football because Zambian football has a lot of competition. It just needs that if people can pay attention to Zambian football,
they need to pay attention to it.
Mr. Victor, let's talk about the Metro United Zambia. That's Muza, Kansashi Dynamos. At home, Kumazabuka. Muza goes down by 3, goes to 0.
This was really a shock. It was really a shock because it has been always difficult when you visit Mazabuka.
Exactly, yeah.
And a team like Kansashi Dynamos whitewashing FC Muza by 3 goes to 0. It was a shock.
It was a shock for most of the
but remember again, Kansashi is fighting to avoid relegation. So I think they fought. They really fought hard.
Yeah, and then even to our viewers, you are going to be with me on this one. Every time a team is fighting relegation, Ayala Kosama teams, it's everywhere. The Zambian Premier League, the UEFA Champions, the Premier League, La Liga. As long as the team is fighting relegation, they don't want to be relegated. So they're just giving it their all. Otherwise, it was a good game overall. It was a good game, yes, and a big congratulations to Kansashi Dynamos for that much-needed victory because they are fighting relegation. So I think it was a deserved win for them. Then let's talk about Shinde, Mufulira Wanderers. I think but this was a Ndola debut, right? Like Yakuma areas of Copa Belt. So
Mighty Wini Chunguro. And they won in the evening.
So I feel like this is a team that if you remember the time that the league was starting, number 3, number 3, and then now it's a surprise that Mufulira has continued with a very good run, and then now, of course, they were knocked out in the semi-finals of the ABSA. We'll talk about that to our viewers. I know that you really need to hear about that. So let's talk about this game. William Kamanga scores late in the 89th minute to just secure 3 points for Mufulira Wanderers. Did you expect them to win against Ntondo Stars?
Yes, I expected. Mike is on fire. They have really improved. And this was a real definition of Mike Winechungro.
Oh, yeah.
In the 89th minute, when William Kamanga scored in the 89th minute.
Yeah.
So it was really a definition of Mike Winechungro.
You know what? I feel like amongst the stadiums that I feel like I want to visit so desperately is Yameni in the stadium.
Yes.
Because they've got fans.
A huge fan base, like not only in Mufulira, but countrywide. Wherever you find the mighty fans.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that people have started supporting teams like Mufulira Wanderers, whereby they're coming up in numbers when they're playing. Yes. It's a good thing for Zambian football.
Yes,
and I think we have even fans who support Mighty in Lusaka.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I've been directed a lot now, about 10 plus.
Yeah, I think they won the Zambian League, if you're not mistaken, that they are maybe 11 times champions.
Oh, yeah.
League. Yeah, Mighty is a big team.
Yeah, and I think I wish they can continue with the good dominance that they have. So fast forward, I know we're running out of time. Let's talk about Green Buffaloes versus Green Eagles. Stefan Anyemu Ikeme. Is this guy Zambian?
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's not Zambian, right? So he scores for Green Buffaloes and then they win against Green Eagles. This is not a game we're going to talk about much, but what was just your anticipation before this game was played? Did you expect Green Buffaloes to win?
I think Green Buffaloes are not doing well. They've been inconsistent. They win today, then again they draw. So they really needed this win.
Oh yeah.
To them. But Green Eagles also is a good team. So it was a disappointing result for Green Eagles.
Fast forward, Mines United plays Kawe Warriors at home. And then this is a Kawe Warriors team that was disappointed by Chirun doing the ABSA.
Yes.
And then they were facing Mines United, and it's good that we saw the likes of Simon Tonga coming out of injury, and he started this game, which is a good thing to enforce the striking force for Kawe Warriors. And they won away to Mines United. Sai Sagala scored in the 40th minute. Did you okay, for me, I just thought Kawe Warriors was going to win this game.
Yes,
of course, it was going to be a tough game that they were playing away, but I don't know.
You know the funny part? Kawe Warriors was playing away, but they were at home. They used Godfrey Cultural Stadium.
Oh yeah.
So they were at home, but they were away.
The fan base. So the fan base was
still there. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And kudos to Sakala is in form now.
Oh yeah.
Sakala, former player Zanako.
Yes.
Yeah, he scored in the
40th minute. Yes. So, but I think when you look at a team like Kawe Warriors, they have a very good striking force. I don't know if you've paid much attention. Yes. They have a very good striking force, and every time they're doing their first 11, you can see that this is going to be a tough game for the opponents.
Yes.
These are players who are very quick. Yes, they make good runs and know that
they're very good in defending.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I think Mangan Bande is one of the goalkeepers with most clean sheets in the league.
Oh yeah.
They're good when it comes to defending.
And I think he was selected for the Zambian national soccer team.
Yeah, last time when they went to Argentina.
It was a good selection. Yes. I think it was a good selection.
Yeah,
this is someone. Okay, I love it when Zambian coaches who get these players, when they get to a point whereby they realize that picking players from the local teams, it's actually a very good thing, especially when they're in form.
Yeah, picking them on an basis.
Yeah.
Mangan Bande is one of the best goalkeepers in the league,
and he has been playing for the longest time.
Yes,
he's not like an average type of a goalkeeper.
Even captaining Kawe Warriors in some games.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
To our viewers, we're not leaving you behind. We're still live on the Information and Communications University Television. That's ICU TV. Not forgetting the Zambia Research and Development Center. That's ZRDC. Right about now, we're going to go on our third break, and we'll be back shortly.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky. At ICU, together we will rise. With knowledge and passion we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
as a best graduating student, Masters in the School of Humanities.
We won't be denied. From Lusaka to the world we stand tall and strong.
Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
We're rising high with education.
Thank you so much, my awesome and wonderful viewers, for still staying with us on this wonderful episode of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. So earlier, I had a conversation with Mr. Victor where we discussed the match 30 results of the Zambian Premier League, and it promised to be a very good match 30 results. Teams were performing according to their level based, and they tried. And looking at teams like Kansashi Dynamos, teams who are fighting relegation, it was a good game to see them win against Muza FC away, which shows that when a team is fighting relegation, guys, they try by all means to just make sure that they win games and they're not relegated. Right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by a very big sports enthusiast. You guys know for which to introduce you. Okay, let me try by all means to just give him a perfect introduction, even though I say no matter how powerful my intro can be, I can't best introduce my guest the way they can introduce themselves. But I feel like I can, because this is someone who's big when it comes to Zambian football, someone who's big when it comes to football at large. Talking about the UEFA Champions League, the English Premier League, La Liga, you can mention all sort of leagues. This is someone who has that much information when it comes to football at large. Ladies and gentlemen, let me not waste much of your time. Allow me to introduce to you Joseph Kawangu. Thank you so much for coming through.
Cheers, finally. After a long time, after a couple of declines.
Yeah. Otherwise, the pleasure. A lot of people are looking forward to seeing you on set, and I feel like the people are going to be excited now that you managed to join us on set.
Thank you very much for finally answering my
I hope this is not the first and last time we're having you.
No. I think this is the first time of many to come.
Please. Every time you're coming to me on your phone, just know that we are about to discuss food.
No problem. Every time you call me, I'll make my way here. Regardless of what I'm doing, I should find time.
Thank you so much to our viewers. Mama, I cannot start show you that in a film fire. So Mama, I tell you which means background. Otherwise, I'm so very much excited to have you on set. And I think let's start with the game that was played. This is Power Dynamos and Zanako FC. what was your anticipation before this game was played? Like, did you expect Power Dynamos to win 2-0 against Zanaco?
As expected, Power Dynamos being like currently the big powerhouses in Zambian football. Zanaco isn't a small club either. They're quite a big club, coached by Numba Mamba, an expatriate coach. But Power Dynamos have a slight benefiting edge to them because they've tasted continental glory in the past 3 years, which means they have vast experience. They are one of the best youth coaches, Coach Oswald Mutapa, assisted by one of the legends of Zambian football, Linus Makwaza, senior. The team as a whole is quite a marvel to look at. Look at the goalkeeping department. At least you can mention 2 players of each position in Power Dynamo. That shows to say they are confident, they are compatible, and that they can beat each and every team in Zambian Premier League. Coming back the results, 2-0. During a shocker of a result, I think Power Dynamos would have even scored 3 goals if they had their talisman in Moses Shuma. But he was out. Unfortunately, it was out because of illness. But still, Eddie Ishmael Ankobo replaced him, the Congolese striker. That Prince Mumba in the heart of the midfield. Owen Tembo, magnificent, excellent. One of the best holding midfielders we have in Zambia.
I think for the national team, when it comes to Owen Tembo,
Owen Tembo, I think in Zambia currently is the best holding midfielder. And I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up a call going abroad, because what he does for Power Dynamos, he is the marksman in between there, he links defense in attack for Power Dynamos.
I'm sorry to cut you short. This is a player that I don't have much information about. Where is he originally from?
That's a very good question. Owen Tembo, I think I watched Owen Tembo at his time at Konkola Blades.
He played for Konkola Blades?
He was the captain of Konkola Blades, the last time Konkola Blades, before they came into the Premiership.
At
the time they were in the Premiership then.
So the time they were playing the National League?
Yes. No, the time they played the Premiership before they got demoted and came back.
Okay.
Owen Tembo was the captain of Konkola Blades. And Willard Mwanza, who was the goalkeeper, who was the goalkeeper for Zambia, that ended AFCON, was Konkola Blades as well, without Owen Tembo. So they both came from Konkola Blades, went to fit in at Davis Power Dynamos.
I think it's high time these people who scout for players need to look at Konkola Blades, because they are producing a lot of good players.
Konkola Blades.
Because talking about Willard Mwanza, Owen Tembo, these are players who are dominating the Zambian national soccer team.
Excellent players there. Willard Mwanza, good shot stopper, one-on-one, excellent. Owen Tembo, calm, composure defines him. He's an immaculate player all around.
Do you think he's fitting well in the Zambian national soccer team, or he still needs some exposure for him to be that confident player? Like, maybe, of course he plays. I've watched him play, especially from the time he's been here. He's been called up for the Zambian national team. I've watched him play. He played in the recent ended AFCON. He was also called up for the friendlies that we had against I think the friendly game that we had against Argentina. So this is someone who's playing very well. But do you think he has that enough exposure to fit into the Zambian national soccer team?
So for that question, I'll take you a little bit back to the 2012 AFCON winning squad. Nathan Sinkala was their holding midfielder by then. But if you ask the coaches then to say, how long did Nathan Sinkala play for the national team? Not until they won the AFCON. They'll say he played.
Now that's a good example.
Yes, okay. I think from 2008, he played an AFCON 2008. People were booted out in the group stage, but he still went on, persevered, worked hard until he became one of the best holding midfielders. So for Owen Tembo, we can't take anything from him. He's an excellent, skilled holding midfielder, but he needs vast experience in order for him to reach those topmost levels. We watched the game against Argentina. I think by far he looked amateur. It's shown to say he plays in Zambian Premier League, not because he's bad, but because he lacks exposure. But the right type of exposure, believe me, Owen Tembo would be an exceptional midfielder for both for Power Dynamos, Zambia, and the southern part of Africa as a whole.
Okay, so yes, we know that Zanaco didn't get a good result against Power Dynamos. Of course, we expected the best of them, but they haven't been performing well of late. But let's talk about, I think it can be out of this topic, but talking about their player that was exported recently, Elia Mandanji. Do you think this is a striker that needs to be given a lot of attention when it comes to the Zambian national team? Or maybe he also needs that exposure. So where maybe he went there, yes, of course he's going to be exposed because he'll be playing against some experienced players and all that.
Exactly.
But do you think these are players whereby whenever we have an assignment as the Zambian national soccer team, we should be calling them on board and then just give them that bigger opportunity, because they're players like the likes of Lamine Yamal. This is a player who was just given an opportunity to say they are contested and then he proved himself. Do you think Elia deserves such opportunities?
So players like I heard you earlier with our co-host. You mentioned that Chipomanda, Elia Mandanji, there's Ian Sinde there, there's Thomas Banda.
Thomas Banda, it's good with Thomas Banda.
Robert Saiz. Those are quite young players. I think they're below the age of 25. So if it's what Zanaco is trying to do currently, Zanaco, don't forget, the football is now business. It's business commercialized now.
True.
And Zanaco is a bank and they know how to run businesses. By the virtue of them bringing in young players and experienced players, they're trying to blend in something to say, okay, yes, we might be getting results, but are we making profits? That's a question you're supposed to ask. So when they export, or the beginning of Elia Mandanji and Chipomanda is from Kapeo Celtics. Kapeo Celtics is one of the biggest academies, but they're not profound in the Zambian Premier League, and Zanaco is profound. So now when those players pass through Zanaco Football Club, wherever they go, they'll ask them to say, what club are you playing for? Oh, Zanaco. How many times have they won the league? Oh, 7 times. Okay, I think it's a good side. We can give you an opportunity.
That's on the business aspect of it now.
That's what Zanaco is trying to do. So they'll do both. Elia will score goals for Zanaco, push them in that position, but they'll still gain some money from Elia Mandanji. That's how football is run for a club like Zanaco. Zanaco they're not like it's a power dynamo. There's copper built energy there. There are a lot of sponsors in power dynamo. For Zanaco, it's a solely sponsored side by Zanaco Bank PLC. So how do they generate their profits? Through the same player merging, player selling. So otherwise, Coach Numba has a lot to do with his team. But believe me, let's give Coach Numba next season and the other season. I think we'll now start singing, we are all Zanaco one. Finally, now Zanaco come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not leaving you behind. We're still live on the Information and Communications University Television. That's ICUTV on Facebook. Also on the Zambia Research and Development Center. That's the DRDC. And also, last but not the least, we're also live on the Information and Communications University. That's ICU on Facebook. Like I told you to say, I have this person that we're going to discuss football with. Now, I'm going to have a conversation. But otherwise, this is a conversation for all. So we're not leaving you behind. Please, if you have something to say, you can comment in my comment section. We'll be glad to hear from you, because in as much as we can stand here or maybe just be here to talk about football, discuss about the games that were played, we know that there's someone also who can just say something that we might have left out with my colleagues, with Victor and also with Joseph. So please, just feel free to just give us a comment in the comment section, and we'll be able to attend to you and just hear what you have to say about the recent games and the upcoming games in the Zambian Premier League. We are more on the Zambian Premier League because we just want to push it to that level so that people can see that Zambia, I think I would want us to talk about the Red Arrows game, but I feel like we don't have enough time. So let's jump to the FC Muza Kansashi Dynamos. Kansashi fighting relegation, and they managed to secure a very good result against FC Muza, Mr. United Zambia.
So for FC Muza, I think I've watched a number of games this season. I think I've watched Muza compared to any other club that plays out of Lusaka. I think for Muza's bad run is more than just the Muza players. I think it's more than just the club. There's a lot going on at FC Muza, and I think that's why they're picking up such points, because they have a very good squad. Do you know how I tell to say this team has a very good squad? If you can name up at least 6 players from the team, which means to say for you to know those players, which means that playing very well, because you can't name players. Let's say, for example, from Kanyama Lions, you don't watch those guys. They're not doing good. But for Muza, we watch them every now and then. They're doing good, very good players, but their lack of consistency isn't because their players are not good players. They're excellent players. Because they've got Dismo, Kelvin Mwanza, their captain, Chanda Chileshe, one of their defenders. We've got Jairo Stembo, the goalkeeper. Excellent players, but what's happening there, I don't know. But for Kashtana, on the other hand, they underwent recess. They brought in Muhammad Fati. I think we all know who Muhammad Fati is. He's an icon in terms of coaching in Zambia. He coached Kawe Warriors, he coached the Natural Stars, mentioned them all. He almost even got a job as a national team coach, but he didn't have enough credentials to run or to apply as a coach. Then went to Kansashi Dynamos. He brought in an expatriate coach in Coach Dennis Makinka, who coached the Under 17 at the World Cup and Kwazi. What they're doing at Kansashi, they brought them in, gave them money, gave them sponsorship, and gave them everything. All they needed is go there and survive. When you watch Kansashi from the word go, they played against Red Arrows. I watched them from the first whistle until the 90th whistle. Those guys will run their lungs out. Why? Because the money at stake is a lot, and that survive relegation, because they played National League last season, and it's not good for them, a team like Kansashi, to come and go back just like that. So I think that game, I expect the Kasachi to win, but not by 3-0.
To our viewers, now for knowledge first, guys. This is a platform whereby you're going to know things that you didn't know, especially if you're a big fan of Zambian football, if you're a big fan of football at large. I feel like this is the best platform, guys. Every time it's 16 hours. Just set your alarms, guys. If every time it's 16 hours, sorry. Just tune into the Information and Communications University Television, ICTV, live. Please, don't forget to give us that follow button and share, guys. Otherwise, we are here to keeping you informed and inspired. Right about now, we are going to go on another short break, and we'll be back shortly.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky, and I see you. Together we will rise. With knowledge and passion we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
As a best graduating student, Masters in the School of Humanities.
won't be denied. From Lusaka to the world we stand tall and strong. I see you.
Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
We're rising.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you so much, my awesome and wonderful viewers, for still staying with us on this beautiful episode of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. And I think I've noticed something. When I say the ultimate and question and answer challenge, I feel like we want to the passed team. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, my viewers? The Sports Smarts, yes, we say it's the ultimate question and answer challenge. And I think of late we've paused when it comes to asking questions. Research, guys, question. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, this is a platform that you're going to learn a lot of things when it comes to football at large. We discuss football and we just make sure that we keep you informed and inspired. Just to let you know about what happened the previous week, and also in the course of the very week and the games that are yet to be played starting tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. We'll tackle all those games and we'll make sure that now your idea of the games, especially if you didn't watch because you were busy and know that. That's the reason. That's where we come in as the Sports Smarts. In a situation whereby you missed the previous games that were played, just sit here and just summarize them. Just talk about this, the scores, talk about the players who scored. Just give you that heads up of saying, okay, league in so zana quality position number shani power topping standings, and then you have that idea and be confident when it comes to when you're going to watch the second game. Mr. Joseph, I think we'll talk about the ABSA later. Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League. Let's interactive. So the UEFA Champions League semi-finals, Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. Of course, this is a game that a lot of people wanted to watch, and yes, a lot of people turned out in numbers to watch. Even the Parc des Santés, I think it was filled with a lot of people.
It was.
So yeah, is it a game where you expected to produce that scoreline, that huge scoreline?
No, thank you very much. I think I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I was tired, yes, but I went home and said I'm going to turn on my laptop, watch this game. And then I watched the pre-match interview, and I'll quote what Thierry Henry said, not Thierry Henry, the French legend. He said, Johan Cruyff, who's a Dutch legend of football and who brought in tiki-taka at Barcelona, once said, you'd rather win a game 5-4 than 1-0. Why? Because football is played to please the supporters and not the players.
Wait, who said that?
Johan Cruyff.
No, that was a good quote. Can you please face the camera and tell the viewers that quote? I think it's a very good quote.
Johan Cruyff, the Dutch legend who coached Barcelona and is a legend in terms of tiki-taka. If you know what tiki-taka is, it's because of Johan Cruyff. He said you'd rather win a game 5-4 than 1-0 because football is played to please the supporters and not the coaches or the management.
But guys, football is played to please the supporters, not the management. That is a very strong quote.
Going back to the game now.
Yes.
Both PSG and Bayern play an open type of football. If you watch the way they were supposed to tell to say this team is playing open-minded football, game is through the formation. And then Bayern goes with a 4-3-3 formation, that's attack, where they'll have Kimmich as the only holding midfielder. When you have one pivotal holding midfielder, that says to say you're not going to defend, you're going to attack.
Yeah.
Then they've got Alphonso Davies, who's one of the fastest players we have on the planet. They've got Jamal Musiala, thank you, in the midfield. They've got Harry Kane. On the other side, they're going to find the likes of João Neves. They have got Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Pacho, and Marquinhos. Those guys are not thoroughly defensive-minded players. Those guys are very attacking. And then if you play an open-minded game, both teams play an open-minded game, you find to say there'll be a lot of goals. But the team that's going to have an higher edge is a team that has put a lot of training, endurance. In football, that's what's called endurance. You can play very good football, but if you lack endurance, 70-80 minutes, you'll be tired. The team that plays dirty football, but finafila trainer.
No, Mr. Joseph, namwishiwa kuti sports maths yabantu yabakwati wonse yabakwata kana knowledge if sungumlenda.
So what endurance means is how long are you able to sustain pressure? How long are you able to play with a ball amongst your team? Are you able to play for more than 70 minutes? That's why you find let's say Pedro Gonzalez, excellent midfielder for Barcelona. Yes. Is a technical player, but they'll remove him off the game in the 78th minute. Why? Not because he's bad, but he lacks endurance. He becomes now, if he's attacking, won't be attacking, won't be defending. He's tired. For defenders, don't be defending, don't be defending and don't attack. Let's say Frankie De Jong, he lacks endurance. You stop playing his role as distributive balls. Just said, he's going to sit in between the two center backs. Then he doesn't go anywhere.
Now that
he lacks endurance. So in that game, PSG are full of running. I think I've watched Nuno Mendes didn't get tired. Hakimi didn't get tired. That's the only difference that PSG has over Bayern Munich. But going to the Allianz Arena, I think Bayern will have a stronger edge because of the Red Wall. I'm sure we all know what the Red Wall is. It's a corner at the Allianz Arena in Bayern where supporters don't even watch football. They have their shades off and they face the opposite direction. And their shades are off. Even one, how did they not have scored? They just celebrate. That's why that's why Bayern have an.
But sorry, Mr. Joseph, cutting you short. We know that a lot of people. I think you're not the first person who's telling me to say at the Allianz Arena, of course, Bayern are going to attack. Okay, this is something that we are so much expectant of. That's what they're going to do. Because even at the Parc des Princes, they did attack. They were attacking. It's just that yes, PSG, we cannot take away a good side of PSG. And then after the post-match interview that I saw from Ousmane Dembele, the current Ballon d'Or winner, he said, "When we go to Munich, we are going to attack."
So now we expect a similar gameplay as what we saw at the Parc des Princes, because both teams. This is why I love Luis Enrique and and company. Those guys just say, guys, enjoy, let's play, score, defend. They're going to say now the only difference. Now let me tell you, the only difference that's going to be there is who has the best defensive prowess.
Because when we talk about the defenders, I was checking the ratings after the final game, like 5.8.
Yes, because they were outsmarted by
against the likes of Olise, against the likes of Kvaratskhelia.
Because now you know the comparison between the two defenses. Jonathan Tah and Marquinhos, that the wrong side of age. They're over 35. Then you've got Pacho. He's young. Pavlovic is young. You've got Hakimi,
Nuno Mendes.
Then inside we've got Alphonso Davies and Posh. They're both energetic. So both they both have similar type of defenders. Once again they got youthful defenders. So that's why the game was even.
In a nutshell, who's going to win at the Allianz Arena?
I still go for Bayern.
You still go for Bayern?
I still go for Bayern.
Let's talk about the other game. But I think, you know, Mr. Joseph, I think to Alanda Fekuno, ushikufia bonze, tuli la ndafe football. Number say, producer pa nama mbokundo, sharife, ya tairi sana, kwa demo fe fishing. Otherwise, let's talk about the second game. Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. You know, okay, I know that this is going to sound funny, but after we watched the first game, a lot of people were saying, "Mama, game today, I'm the following day."
That's very good. I was even telling a friend of mine, say the Arsenal, Atletico Madrid was foretold even before the game was even played. Like we knew the outcome.
Oh yeah,
those guys play what in football teams we call it a low block. They play low block football. What's a low block football? Back four, two defensive midfielders. Back four, two defensive midfielders. That's a low block. How is it a low block? in each and every case, one of the two defenders who always sit in between, one or two midfielders rather, will always sit in between the two defenders. That will make a back five, but you can't see it, you visual. And both team played.
Okay, but
same thing.
I think it was a good result for Arsenal who are playing away.
Exactly.
And I feel like they have an advantage.
A high advantage.
Yeah, they have.
But take nothing away from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, it's still going to be
Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, it's going to be. In a nutshell, concluding on this game, Julian Alvarez to Barcelona, yes or no?
I commend it because I'm a Barcelona fan and I think I want Alvarez in our team.
So, I think I've seen.
Let's clear Rashford's wages. Let's bring Julian Alvarez.
Okay, but it's not. I think it's not the only player Barcelona is looking at. I'm told the rumors say they are also looking at Alexander Soloth and also João Pedro
and Rafael Leao as well.
AC Milan.
AC Milan, yeah.
So if they were to get one, Rafael Leao, João Pedro, Julian Alvarez, Alexander Soloth, who
okay, the question goes back to you. Who do you think amongst our striking forces? Do you think we have a striker?
No, we don't.
So who can be the best? That's how we know.
Julian Alvarez. It is a gentleman who was still live on the. I'm gonna pick Joseph. I'm not going to answer question, but we're still live on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV. Also on the Information and Communications University. That's ICU on Facebook. And last but not the least, we're also live on the Zambia Research and Development Center. That's the ZRDC on Facebook. Right about now, we're just going to talk about the last set of games, which are the two games that were played in Zambia, the ABSA games. So we saw Red Arrows playing against Chirundu and also Power Dynamos playing against Abana Maite, Abana Mirambo. Mr. Joseph, Power Dynamos Mufulira Wanderers. So Power Dynamos wins penalty shootout.
This one I won't even talk about the players. I'll talk about the technical benches. It was Lamek Banda who coaches Mufulira Wanderers and also Ntapo coaches Power Dynamos. Coach Oswald coached Coach Lamek Banda. So now what Coach Lamek Banda said, I know my compatriots' philosophy because he's my idol. I look up to him. It's that thing whereby Yamal looks up to Messi. So Islamic Banda looks up to Coach Oswald. So it was more of a technical bench affair than a field affair. This is why the game went until penalty shootout, because Coach Islamic Banda knew how to cut off the lanes of Power Dynamos. Power Dynamos didn't even have more than 5 shots on target at that game, but Mufulira Wanderers had 8 shots on target, but were saved by who came out man of the match, Lawrence Mulenga.
And I think he did a good job when it comes to the penalty shootout.
Excellent. I think
it was excellent.
You know what they say? When life throws at your lemons, make lemonade out of it. Lawrence Mulenga, we threw a lot of shade to him. No, poor.
So he just move out of position.
Yes, he just move out of Power Dynamos, finds a new place. But what he did, he cut his hair and he was back. And there he is.
The second game, Red Arrows, Chirundu United. Okay, I don't want. Under a minute, Mr. Joseph. And then if Red Arrows, Chirundu United, I would want you to spare maybe 30 seconds to just talk about how good Chirundu United came into this. They are coming. No, I don't want to talk much about our bangers, the Zanako. To our viewers, thank you so much. Thank you so much for still staying with us. We're still live on the Information and Communications University. Also on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV. To wrap it up, Mr. Joseph, before to Mr. excuse passage, I think the finals, ABSA, Red Arrows, Power Dynamos.
Power Dynamos of the way.
Power Dynamos.
Power Dynamos.
Why Power Dynamos is going to beat Red Arrows. Otherwise, thank you so much, Mr. Joseph, for coming
players of mine.
I think we still have the notes to talk about.
It's a lot. I think the players of mine.
I think we still have the notes to talk about.
It's a lot. I think Offset will still discuss about that.
Yes, Offset will still discuss. Otherwise, we're still live on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV on Facebook. Also on the Information and Communications University. That's ICU on Facebook. I was joined by Mr. Joseph Kawangu, and together we talked about football. We talked about the Zambian Premier League. We talked about the ABSA, not forgetting the UEFA Champions League. And I believe to our viewers, it was very insightful. You got one or two things, especially in those areas that is shaded more light, areas that we didn't have like much knowledge about. Talking about the likes of that quote that he made, that he mentioned to you viewers. I believe that was a very good quote. That if I was a viewer, or yes, I'm most English show, but that's a quote I got. Because Tic-Tac football, yes, we thought it was originally from Barcelona, but it's just giving us a brief history on how the Tic-Tac football came about, which means every time we're inviting someone at the sports match, just know that some information will be satisfied with the information and will get something out of it. Right about now, we'll go on our last break and we'll be back shortly.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky, and I see you. Together we will rise. With knowledge and passion we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
As a fresh graduating student, Masters in the School of Humanities.
We won't be denied. From Lusaka to the world we stand tall and strong. I see you.
Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
We're rising high.
Well, thank you so much. We're still live on the Information and Communications University television. That's ICU TV on Facebook, and also on the Information and Communications University. That's ICU, the main page for the university. Also on the Zambia Research and Development Center. That's the DRDC. Ngamlefo kama bazaries, guys. Ngamlefo quick saikala ko pano twashitako discuss football. Mpela ko bazari wa ZRDC. Please feel free to get in touch with ZRDC on Facebook, and I'm sure you'll be saved very, very well. So before we went on a short break, had a conversation with Mr. Joseph, and we talked about a lot of things concerning football. We learned a lot. Yes, I am hosting this show, but to be honest with you, I learned a lot. This is someone who has so much knowledge about football, and it's always a pleasure having him on set. And it's good that he has promised the viewers to say every time we give him a phone call to say, Bagamba, to me for a pass this is someone who's going to be a phone call away, and that is a pass it, and it will be great. It will be great. But I promised him before he left the stage that next time Gawaisa, ni sports match, the ultimate question and answer challenge, ngakosongira ma question. Nama viewers bakamona. Otherwise, Mr. Victor.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
What a conversation we had with Joseph.
You were following the conversation,
yes,
right?
I followed it. Perfect analysis from him. These are people should be supporting.
Yeah. People our football zone at large. If you so.
That is your ball around.
Nimba. Otherwise, Mr. Victor, I think we'll wrap it up by talking about the standings for the MTN Super League. So Dynamos is still topping the league with 67 points, followed by Red Arrows 55 points, and these two teams are going to meet in the ABSA CUP finals. Do you think at any point, okay, it's not yet, it's too early, they say, to predict, to say Ala win about Dynamos, but do you think Dynamos can be in a situation whereby Bambo Kulus and then Red Arrows ends up topping the league?
Looking at the pace the way Power Dynamos is moving, for me, they can't lose this league, the trophy. Yeah, Power Dynamos, I think, will win the trophy without any doubt.
So do you still see Red Arrows coming out second of this league, or maybe Mufulira abana maite bashiri sanga wapanga for mistake with Red Arrows?
I think for to be honest, I think Red Arrows have got a chance of finishing second. Yeah, but they need to be very careful. Mighty is coming up very well. Yeah, they are playing a very good football. So Red Arrows need to be very careful.
Your top 5 prediction. Your top 5 prediction. Who's going to be the first one, the second one, third, fourth, and fifth?
I think the first one, ABSA CUP Dynamos. Then followed by the Airmen, the soldiers of Zambia Air Force, Red Arrows. Then third, Mighty Shinguru Abenamirambo. Then fourth, I think the magnificent people of Kabwe Warriors. And the fifth, the brave people of Chingora, Changa Rangers.
So that's a good one. That's a good one. I know that we don't have a lot of time, but are you still leaving out Green Eagles and Bankers?
Yes, for me, Danako, they have lost their form. Yeah, so I'll leave them out. Yeah, even Green Eagles. But for Green Eagles, I think they still have a chance because they have got good players. Talking of Derek Blair, even fire. I think they scored the brace when they faced Zanako that week. Yeah, they still have a chance. So between the Cub Raiders and the Green Eagles, one will finish. To
wrap it up, okay, that will for top 5. I think it's a good, it's a very good analysis, and I feel like it's possible. It's possible, but we don't just say because kula surprises. But talking about the ABSA Cup final, Power Dynamos, the Airmen, Red Arrows. Yes. Who's going to win?
This one, it will be a do or die because Red Arrows is aware that the league is going to Kitwe. The program is winning the league, so Red Arrows would try by all means to win ABSA CUP. So for me, I'll go with Red Arrows for ABSA CUP. Red Arrows win.
So the conversation with Mr. Joseph, who said no doubt, all Dynamos. And then now I have my co-host, Mr. Victor Moonga, here who's saying, no doubt, the airmen, the Air Force guys, Red Arrows. And I want to our viewers, thank you very much for still staying with us on this beautiful episode of the Sports Smarts, the ultimate question and answer challenge. You saw that we had a very insightful conversation. We had a very good conversation with my co-host, Mr. Victor Moonga, Abapalwa, not forgetting Joseph Kawangu, who just came in and gave us a lot of knowledge in a space of like I think less than 15 minutes. But this is someone who just told us a lot about Zambian football. And for Mr. Joseph, we appreciate you, sir. And next time when we call you, please, sir, free. Otherwise, it's very important that we can sit down together and just talk about football. Tell the viewers about what's happening in the Zambian football industry. Tell the viewers about what's happening in the world of football at large. Because football, and a lot of people, are following the Zambian football, not just the Zambian football, but football in the world at large. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome experience. It's been an awesome conversation with Mr. Joseph and also my co-host, Mr. Victor. Before to University Television, that's ICU TV, also on the Information and Communications University and on the Zambia Research and Development Center. I have been your host, Steven Chisenga Mwape, alongside Victor Moonga, Abapalwa. From us to you viewers, we say goodbye. See you next time.